Hello, and thank you for joining today's webinar where we will go through gifts of appreciated securities, because understanding how to give appreciated securities from your investment account may help you maximize the impact you have on the causes you care about most. My name is Craig Swiston. I am Portfolio Manager at Lexicon Financial Group here at Raymond James Investment Counsel, and it's a pleasure to have you join us today. We're going to do a quick knowledge check. We'll walk through a case study, and then we'll look at a few next steps to see if there's a place for appreciated securities or for the giving of appreciated securities in your personal giving strategy. Let's start with some knowledge check. First question: between 2018 and 2024, by what percentage has the giving of individual securities increased, making it one of the fastest growing strategies to support charitable causes? If you have become aware of the ability to give appreciated securities between 2018 and 2024, it should come as no surprise that a lot of people have as well. And we've seen a 500% increase in the amount of giving that was being done using individual securities over that time period, which is remarkable. Second question: in Canada, the average per capita amount donated in 2023 was just over $2,500. But by comparison, how much was the average gift of appreciated securities? It's a lot more. It's close to $7,800 was the amount gifted by individual securities. And third question: on a percentage basis, given the increase that we've seen, approximately how much of all charitable donations in Canada currently come from giving appreciated securities from investment accounts rather than cash from a bank account? And it's between 8 and 10%, and these numbers all come from our friends over at Canada Helps. So what we've seen here is a shift in the way that Canadians are supporting charities. There's been a massive uptake of giving of appreciated securities. It sometimes allows people to give even more, and it's becoming a more important for the entire charitable support ecosystem. But enough about the knowledge. Let's get on to Amy. Hi, Amy. We've introduced Amy in all of our webinars. She is our case study. Amy happens to be a public relations executive from Nelson, British Columbia. In this particular instance, Amy is interested in donating $5,000 to support her favorite charity, and she's heard about gifts of appreciated securities. So she actually took the step of checking with her favorite charity to see if they would accept a gift in this way, and the charity confirms they can absolutely accept a donated security. They're also happy to accept a gift of $5,000 in cash. But let's take a look at how these two things are different and why a gift of security may be more beneficial for Amy in the situation she's in. But let's rewind. What is an appreciated security? An appreciated security is simply an investment that has gone up in value. If you own an investment in a taxable or a non-registered investment portfolio and you sell it for a profit, the increase in value is called a capital gain. So for example, if Amy purchased a mutual fund for $5,000 and if she sells it for $10,000, she would generate a capital gain of $5,000. And that's important because when it comes time for her to report her annual income tax, she has to add 50% of that capital gain, or $2,500, to her taxable income. She will then pay tax at whatever her marginal tax rate is, and the government gets a piece of that action. But interestingly, capital gains are only calculated when an asset is sold, not donated. So if she can donate that stock that has gone up in value to charity, she's not going to trigger any capital gains. The charity is going to receive the full amount of the donation into their investment account. They'll work with their portfolio manager to verify the fair market value and issue the appropriate charitable donation tax receipt. And that's an important point, is because whether Amy gives cash or whether she gives a security, she's still going to get a charitable donation tax receipt that she can use, which could possibly reduce the amount of income tax that she's going to pay. The tax benefit of the donation is the same. The charity then, now they've received a gift of security, will work with their professional advisors, and they can choose to keep that security as an investment, or they can simply sell it immediately at fair market value and take the proceeds of that and move that cash into their operating budget or their endowment accounts, whatever they've decided to do. Because the charity themselves, through their registration, does not pay tax on capital gains, it's the ability to sell that, generate cash in a tax efficient manner that supports their charitable work. But look, we understand not all Canadians have a non-registered investment account. And tax savings are obviously going to be more pronounced for higher income Canadians because they're already paying a higher marginal tax rate. So not having to pay tax is more beneficial for higher income folks. The greater the amount of the capital gain that's eliminated, or in this case, never triggered, obviously there's a benefit to the donor. The charities are indifferent. They don't care. A donation is a donation is a donation. But the important point is that it gives people the ability to think about how do we support charitable causes. We can support them from our day-to-day checking account, from cash on hand, or through a credit card donation, or we could support them from our investment account, which generally people think of as future savings. So it gives you another way to think about how you might be able to afford to support a cause that's very important to you. But it's really important that you consult with your portfolio manager and your accountants and your other professional advisors to make sure that we're doing this appropriately. Interestingly, it's almost always better that if you do have appreciated investments in a non-registered or a taxable account, to donate from there. And if you have money available in your bank account, you can simply repurchase the shares that you donate. Importantly, all charitable organizations in Canada can either do this with you directly, or they can direct you to an intermediary that can assist accepting your donation, converting it into cash, and putting it into the accounts of the charities you care most about. If you want to do it most tax effective way possible, just consult with your professional advisors. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out for a confidential consultation. Sometimes people get to this stage and they really realize that they haven't done the homework to figure out which causes are most important to them. And what, if you have, that's fantastic. But if you haven't, consider thinking about the causes that you're most concerned about. Are you concerned about local causes? Are you concerned about international causes? And what are your values and how do they align with the organizations that you're supporting? Consider what Simon Sinek said is that your why, the reason you're doing all of this, is the compelling higher purpose that inspires and acts as the source of everything that we do. We've developed and offer a complimentary workshop called What's Past is Prologue that helps individuals evaluate the causes that have had an impact on your life. We offer this for individual sessions, but we'll also offer this for group sessions if that's something that you and your organization might be interested in. As always, thank you for attending this webinar. All of our content is always available on our website at lexiconfinancialgroup.com. There's no cost to access any of the webinars that we publish there or any of the articles that we write. And if you're really interested, we do write a weekly market update to keep individuals like you, as well as our clients, up to date on what's happening in the world and what our thoughts are as we go through. I hope you've learned something today about gifts of appreciated securities, and I hope that down the road we'll be able to help you with even more content to help you maximize the impact you are able to have on the charitable causes that inspire you. Thank you very much.